Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the Mary D Talk Show. I'm so glad you made it today. I know I'm going to say this because I say this every Monday. It's a beautiful Monday. And I say that because it is. I'm looking outside. Let me just say this though. I'm in Southern California, and my heart goes out to everyone in Florida. We have family, we have friends there, and we're texting and calling and just keeping track. Our family is actually organizing. We're sending money to family members that are there. It is something. I mean, I don't even know how to begin to describe what's going on there. So our heart and prayers go out to everyone that's experiencing what's going on with the hurricane. Um, because the path of destruction. I just spoke with a friend of mine, and she was saying that there's no running water, and there's no just all kinds of things going on that we take for granted. Let me just say that we take for granted when our systems are working. So just know you are in our prayers. We really are. I know this everything is eventually going to get back, but it looks like a war zone here. So just know we are praying for you. Now, I'd like to thank our viewers, whether if you're watching live, thank you, thank you. And if you're watching the replay, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of you that have gone to YouTube and clicked the like on there that you like the show, so you're notified whenever we come on. I want to thank you for that because it means a lot. Don't ever think that I'm taking any of you for granted. How can I? You have really been instrumental in the show going on. We are on our second year this month. October of 2022 makes 2 years that the Mary D Show has been on YouTube and Facebook. So thank you. I am, at the beginning, I try to show you some of the books that have been published. I get excited about that. And I haven't really talked to you about this, but I'm going to mention, I'll show you the books, and then I'll talk to you about some things I'm doing that many of you may or may not know about. And I just want to share some things. This is the first book, as I always try to show you. There's a rocket in my pocket. Everything that I hold up is available on Amazon. Next, let me show you this one. There is, I'll do children's books first. Okay, have you seen a red elephant? For those of you this is for ages. Rocket in my pocket is like 1. It's the little ones. From 1 to 3. This one is more, let me see. Red elephant, I'd say 2. Let's see how big the print is. 2 to, let's say 2 to 4. Little ones still. They're all for little ones. Stuck in the Elevator, based on the true stories I mentioned to you guys before, from Oliver and I, stuck in the elevator in Brazil. True story, we're stuck in the elevator in Brazil. Next, last one written is Pink. This is the newest one. It's only about a month. It's been on Amazon, and that's Peyton the Pink Wealthy Yellowtail. And this one is based on being rejected. Peyton is rejected by the blue whales because he's pink. But he doesn't even know he's pink until they tell him. Isn't that interesting? So here's another really popular one by author Justin S. Lowe, My Cat is a Spy, published by our publishing company. And, I didn't see that one. Okay. And this is another book, Save Your Home from Probate. And why this is important. Even if you have a will, your home does go to probate in the event that it is, you pass away. That's why that's so important. You need more than a will. A will is not enough. Hi, Richard. I'm going to stop talking about the books you sold. Hi, Richard. Always good to see you. This is our oldest author, who I just have so much respect for and so much love for. She never knew she was mentoring me when she was working at the PAL Center in San Bernardino, but I was always admiring her work. And I was honored to have our published company publish her book, which is From the Ashes I Rise, Dare to Do the Impossible, Dr. Mildred Dalton Hampton Henry. And I call her Dr. Henry. But the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, just nothing but love. And this is, she's 89 years young. Hi, Dr. Henry. So, and Last but not least is the book that's behind me. You see the poster, and that's Saying No Nicely. This book is less than 40 pages, takes you less than 30 minutes to read it. And if you look online, you see nothing but 5 stars. I'm really, really proud of this book. Now, ladies, gentlemen, oh, I almost forgot what I was going to share with you. What is it I was going to talk about? And that is some things I'm doing now, which I never thought I could do. One is write a screenplay. I've written my first screenplay. I've been blessed to have an executive producer take a look at it. And well, I was pitching it and they approved it. So you will be seeing it out next year. I'm really proud of that. I'm working on my second screenplay now. I'm proud of that too. I'm just like, wow. I never thought I could even do anything like this, which really shows me you don't know what you can do. So those of you that think, oh, maybe I can't do this or that, but have you tried? Have you tried? I didn't know. Yes, I'm a writer. That's true, but I'd never written a movie before. So I always thought that that's something other people did. But then again, I thought about writing books. I didn't do that until 5 years ago, and I'm still writing. So I've learned, don't put limits on yourself. Do you really know what you can do? So don't say what you can do, what you can't do unless you try. Okay. So now I'd like to introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, our guest for today. I'm really, really proud of this young lady. We met recently. We were at luncheon in San Diego, actually. But I'm going to read you some of her bio so you can get a chance to meet her too. Her name is Amy Malone. Amy Malone is a natural communicator who loves to talk and gets a kick out of listening to others. She combined that love with a passion for people and turned it into a career that allows her to help others communicate their thoughts, shape their images, and share their stories. She founded Girl in Charge Public Relations in 2005 after being an entertainment publicist for several years and noticing a lack of African American female representation in Hollywood. Now, over 20 years later, she has worked with some of the entertainment's top A-listers and expanded from entertainment to cause-driven campaigns and corporate communications. Her goal is to always take advantage of opportunities to increase client brand, name, face logo recognition. This done through careful, thought out publicity campaigns and execute with precision from inception to completion. The approach has worked in placing client projects on the New York Times bestseller list. I'm gonna have to work with you, Emmy. And on top of the Billboard charts, as well as garnering them such industry accolades as NAACP Image Awards, Grammy Awards, BET Awards, and Stellar Awards. Amy is passionate in her fight for the rights and equal treatment of women of all social and economic status. This means combating racism, sexism, ageism, sizeism, colorism, and any isms that devalues or marginalizes women. She volunteers her services in her community and sits on several boards, including Women of Color Unite, WOCU in Los Angeles, African American Women Political Action Committee, Fontana Resources at Work, Empowering Success Now, and serves as the vice president of the IE section of the National Council of Negro Women. Amy Malone has built her career and family on a strong spiritual foundation, which is the backbone of her success as a wife, mother, and entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you our special guest for today, Amy Malone. Hi, Amy.
Hello, how are you?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm shocked by the bio. Sometimes you forget all the stuff you've done and the people. I was
You're,
intrigued myself.
I said, this is it. And I'm gonna be honest, I was reading your bio, I said it's so wonderfully written.
Thank
That's
you.
why I read, I'm gonna be honest, I read it a lot, but sometimes I don't read all of it. Nothing against anybody else. Don't you guys feel bad? But I'm just saying, as I was reading through it, I started to stop and I got to the next paragraph. I said, no, just go in and read her bio. And I
Oh,
just so you know, I really
I
enjoyed reading.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do. I appreciate that. But you forget sometimes some of the things
Hmm.
you've done or the accolades or the clients. And it's good every once in a while just to read your own bio.
I think so because I think you're so busy doing.
Mhm. When you're in the middle of just moving, you're on autopilot and you forget to add things,
Yeah.
to the bio. You forget, to just to pat yourself on the back sometime and say, you know what, good job. You're doing
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Especially on those times when it seems like everything is falling apart. Every once in a while, you have to just pat yourself on the back and say, you know what, God is in control. You are not in control. So just keep
Yeah.
moving forward. That's me.
Oh, well, I tell you, I'm intrigued as I mentioned. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Were you born and raised in Southern Cal?
I am have been born and raised in Southern California. I've lived here all of my life. I moved. I've lived in the Inland Empire. Interesting enough, I actually grew up in West Covina,
Okay.
and graduated from La Puente High School. Went to West Covina for a little while, but went to junior high and everything out here. But I had family in Los Angeles. So when you're in high school, when you're young, and you go to when I was going to LA, it seemed like the best place to be. My cousins were having fun, so I couldn't wait to move. And as soon as I graduated from high school, I moved to LA, went to Long Beach, and stayed out there for a while. But it was funny when it was time to raise my family. When my son got into high school, ninth grade, we moved. I came back to the IE. It was time. It just felt comfortable. It felt safe to me.
Okay.
It felt like home, and
Got
that's where I knew I wanted to, really embrace. And I was getting a little older too. That's where I wanted
okay.
to stay.
Okay.
So yes, I'm back here in the IE now.
Oh, now he's graduated from high school.
He has. He graduated from Harupa Hills High School. Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
a daughter who graduated from Prairie View, and she went to Texas and has not come back. She has.
He loves it.
I have tried to talk her into it. Trust. I have tried. I have tried and failed. And then, but it was selfish. I realized I wanted her here for selfish reasons,
Right. Right.
not because it was the best thing for her. It was the best thing for me,
Right.
you
Right.
know. So
Oh,
yes,
I understand.
she loves
But
it.
she found a home in Texas.
She did. She went to an HBCU. I was so happy about that. A lot of people do not promote HBCUs. I personally, that was the only reason I was able to leave her, was because of the feeling and the comfort of
Mm.
that campus and
Right.
the administration. It was phenomenal. It really was.
Oh,
It really, really was. So I encourage all parents, don't allow anybody to talk down about an HBCU. Your child will go and feel like they're home, like they're with family, and it's a very different feeling. It really is.
I tell you, we have a son that moved to Atlanta 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and he told me, he said, "Mom, I'm never coming back to live in California."
Uh-huh. It's
And
a
I
different feel.
said, "Son, you're an adult now, so." But I just really, he said himself, he feels like he's home.
Mhm.
That's
There's a
how
comfort. There's a comfort. There really is. And it's, not to say, I love California. I'm a
Me too.
California girl, but
Mhm.
I worked in Dallas for 2 years, I believe it was, but I was
Mhm.
traveling back and forth from
Okay.
Dallas. And I was at one point tried to talk my husband into moving to Dallas,
Uh huh.
but because there's just a different culture.
Yeah.
It's a different culture, and I really enjoyed it. But California's home.
I know. I've been here since I was 18 months. So for me, though I was not born in California, this is all I've ever known. But my
Okay.
family's from the South, and we would go back and forth. So even though I was born in California, I have Southern parents, so I have those Southern roots of
Yeah.
between the
That's
two.
the
So
beauty of it. So when you can do both. My mother, my family, so they're from Mississippi,
that's
and
where I'm from, Mississippi.
we're from Mississippi. So when we got out of school, if we were out of school on Friday, for the summer vacation. By that next Monday, we were on a plane to Mississippi and
Wow.
stayed down there with my grandmother. Yes, myself and
Wow.
my cousins. My mother
Oh
has,
my
yes,
goodness.
my mother has 4 sisters, and we were all the kids. We would go down, except one of my cousins. He was kind of bad, so he didn't go. Everyone, everyone else did.
No, see, we drove. We were in the car going back and forth
Oh
driving, and
yes, yes,
they
yes. I
told us
remember the
stories.
drives. I
Yeah.
remember the drives. I remember the drives to family reunions. I will
Uh-huh.
say that, to
Yeah.
family reunions. Yes, I do remember that. So
Okay.
yeah, it was great.
It
I loved
is. Like I look back and I now I appreciate it because I know
it.
a few years
Right,
ago, I know my way around. I don't have to ask for directions. None of that now. I've been there so much. And
right,
like I said, I would have never thought that before.
right.
But now it's like a second home.
It's like a
I
second
feel
home.
it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah,
You feel
that's how I
so
feel about
much.
Dallas
Yeah.
now.
You have family in Dallas too?
So that's where my daughter moved. So
Okay.
once she graduated from Prairie View, I had a client that was in Dallas, and I asked her to come down to help me, which because she was in Houston at that point.
Hmm.
Asked her to come
Hmm.
down and help me with the client, and we were doing a photo shoot. And she came down, and and my client actually offered her a job, and so she was like, "I have no responsibility." Sure, and she moved, and she's
Wow.
been in Dallas ever since.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I
See how
tell you,
things work?
pardon me. Oh,
I
we
said,
have
see how things work? You
you
never know.
we have comments from our audience. So we have Richard. I said hi to Richard. Hi, Richard.
Hi, Richard. How are you?
And there's Precious. Hi,
Hi,
Precious.
Precious. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, I know. And then Richard says hi, hi, Amy Malone. That's Richard.
Richard said my whole name.
I know. And then Richard says, hello, Amy. Were you a member of NAACP in West Covina? And then he says, I am membership chairperson and I am recruiting. You are welcome.
I was not. I was in West Covina when I was in high school as a
Mm,
child. So
okay.
I haven't lived there as an adult. I
Okay.
live now in San Bernardino.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay.
I moved a little further out. And no, but actually, I have been thinking about joining NAACP. I think I get emails from the Riverside branch.
Probably if you get them, if you're on my email system, you probably do for
I
sure.
might, I might,
Yeah, because I send out some of their emails too,
but I'm
depending on.
definitely interested.
Okay, good, 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 good. Well, I don't know which one you want to join. There's Riverside, there's San Gabriel Valley, there's San Bernardino has in NAACP also.
Whoever's active.
Okay.
I don't want to join an organization and we're sitting around having a long meetings and talking
Um,
about nothing and doing nothing.
no, I think they're all pretty active.
Okay,
They
good,
really do. I really would say that. But I
good.
know too. So you said you went to school. You went to school here. Is that
Mhm,
what in California?
mhm. I did.
Oh.
I did. And I went to a JC. I did not, unfortunately, I did not continue on to a university. I went to Long Beach City College and I went to El Camino City College. But
Okay.
I mean, from a young age, I knew that I wanted to work in entertainment, in the field of entertainment.
Right.
And I always felt like Los Angeles is the perfect place to do
Yep.
it.
Yep.
So I have, I've always been fearless. I honestly, if my mother knew half the things I did in high school, if I knew that there was a certain show going on or something was taping or,
Uh-huh.
there was an industry event and there were going to be a lot of, media and stuff,
Wow.
I don't want anybody else to do this. I'm not encouraging people to do this, but I would go. I would go. As soon as I got a driver's license, oh, I would go. I would go and meet people. And I thank God for covering me, boy. I really do. Thank him for watching over me because I just wanted to be a part of the industry. And I've always loved entertainment. And I would just meet people, introduce myself, and say, when I graduate, this is what I want to do. I want to work in, I want a job. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I would give my name out and, just read,
Network.
write on magazine.
You was what? You worked for a
Do you
magazine?
remember? No. So do you remember Right On
I
magazine?
do remember Right On magazine.
So
That because
Right
you
On
know what I
magazine.
remember Jackson Five stuff all
Yes.
over. Yep,
Yes.
I
So
do.
I would read Right On magazine like it
Uh-huh.
was a diary. I mean, it would give me all the
Wow.
information about who had new projects coming out. And then by the time I would go and talk to people, I would know managers' names and all of that. And I could call them by name. And it was I had two friends, and we were just really tight, and they would encourage it. So they're like, okay, hey, did you see this person's going to be there? Come on, we're going to all go. And we would go, and I'm married. I can't even explain it. Every concert, the Jacksons and Eddie Murphy. I remember Eddie Murphy. I remember Shaka Khan. We went to all the
Wow.
concerts, and I would tell them, I would just say, stay close to me because we're going to go to the backstage door. And as soon as I can get us in, you got to just walk. And I would talk us. We have never been to a concert where we did not walk in that back door. I would
No.
talk us back, talk us back, talk us back.
Well,
I
I'm curious. What do you say to get it? Because now you know that was the day. Because now there's so much security. You
There
can't
is.
protect.
Back then, I would drop names. Remember, I said I did my research. I would drop
Uh-huh.
names, say there's supposed to be tickets waiting for us. When Al Heyman Productions, I would say no. Al Heyman, he left me passes. I didn't get them. Da 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 da, and they would
I
believe
just
me. They would believe. I don't know why. They would believe me. But I loved my friends because as soon as I said move, they were not scared. They would walk right past people, and we would just go, and we would get our passes.
wow.
And so that just kind of gave me the feel of being in the industry, and I just loved it. I love music, and I knew that's what I
Wow.
wanted to do. So as soon as I graduated, I interned for Trade magazine. It was called Radio something. Oh, that's funny. I don't even remember. Black Radio something. Black
Okay.
Radio magazine. I think it was something like that. I interned for them for a little while for free,
Okay.
so that I could go to, because they used to have a big conference. And at that conference, everyone would come. And I figured if I interned, then I could get a free ticket to the
I didn't
conference.
just say that.
I'm telling you. And I could go, and I would get to know people. And
Wow.
honestly, that's how I started working in the industry. I started
Wow.
getting to know people, and then I started at Capitol Records, and I didn't, I started as an assistant and a receptionist, and moved to radio promotions, and I worked in radio promotions for a while, and then I realized publicity was the one that I was really
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
I'm sitting here just in awe
Ah,
because um I really am. I am in awe because I know I go to different things and stuff. Usually I have to pay though. So I'm listening to you thinking, you mean I didn't have to pay for all
I
this?
didn't have to pay. That's why I tell people now, times have changed. They have changed. Yeah, they've
Yes,
really changed,
they
and
do. They do. Yeah.
I'm just happy that I was able. I really do believe that sometimes you have. Well, not sometimes. I think that everybody has a plan for their life,
Right.
and if they allow themselves to follow the path that's already been set for them, and not fight against it.
Right.
But
Right.
if you know you have a passion, if you believe that God has placed you in a position to learn and to grow, I think that every place I've been and everything I've done has been for me to get where I am right now. So whether I've gotten certain jobs I wanted or didn't get a job, or if
Mhm.
things didn't go the way I wanted them to go, there's never been a time, even young, I knew, okay, I'm not gonna do that again. I'm gonna do this. And I would fall, I had my times, but I was just determined
I
to
love it.
be. I felt like he just had something for me. I felt like God had something for me, and it wasn't ordinary. It
I
wasn't,
love it.
and so I believe in accepting your assignment.
Oh, well, I know too, because this you're saying in your bio you work with A-listers. Why don't you tell us a few of your A-listers that you work with?
So back then, I worked with a group called Black Sabbath. I
I've
worked
heard
with
of
the
Black
Go-Go.
Sabbath.
Yes, the Go-Go's.
I've heard the Go-Go's.
I've worked with SWV. I've worked with Tank. I've worked with rapper Chingy, Juvenile, DJ
Wow.
Quick. I've worked. Oh, I mean,
And the list goes on.
People, yes. Juanita Bynum, who's in the gospel arena.
Mm-hmm, hmm.
I've been blessed to work with a lot of people, and
Wow.
on a lot of projects. I worked at CBS for quite a while, so I was able to work on shows like the Grammys and the Cosby Show back then, and
Mhm.
help launch Everybody Loves Raymond, and just I've been able to do a lot of things, and
Wow.
it's
I just love it.
it,
I,
it I've enjoyed my career.
I can tell. No, because I
I
feel
have.
like
I don't know if I could have,
uh-huh.
tucked in somewhere. I don't know if that would
No,
have
I'm
worked.
listening to you because I feel like this show and my books, I'm like tipping into the arena, kind of not
Mhm.
really knowing what I'm doing, but doing something. I
Right.
think that's what it is. Doing something.
But
I'm
you're
not.
doing it.
I'm doing. I'm not talking about it.
No, it's
I,
the action.
it is.
It's the
It
action.
is.
I tell people all the time, I don't have lazy faith. I have faith. I
Ooh,
really do, but I don't have lazy faith. If God allows me and puts something in front of me, I'm going to go after it.
wow. So
Yeah.
in other words, you're
I
gonna
don't
make
believe
it
in
happen.
laziness.
You don't believe in it.
Laziness. I don't. I don't. It's sometimes my children have told me that my daughter worked with me on a couple little, different projects. And she's like, Mom, I don't want to work with you on an ongoing basis. Because I wanted her to work for Girl in Charge. And she
Uh-huh.
said, no, mm-mm, I don't want to work with you. I don't want to work with you.
Because is it it's a mother daughter thing or the
I think it's
demands of
a
it?
mother daughter thing, but um, I've grown. I think I've gotten better. I think I'm a little demanding, but I think I'm demanding because I don't believe in no. If we have to have something, if we need to, you can't, not as a publicist, you
No, you
can't
can't.
believe in no because your clients are paying you for a yes. They're not paying you for a no. They're paying you to make things happen. So you have to go after things and not be afraid to constantly, if you've emailed somebody once, email them 5 times, 10 times, call them, you
Yeah.
can't stop. And so it bothers me when people say, oh, well, they said no, or no, this can't happen. Or I'm like, what do you mean?
You look like
How is it a no?
you're like, and what?
I mean, I've literally been to the point, and again, I don't encourage people to do
Yeah.
this, but I've had clients who the BET Awards are coming up, and I really, I want to go to the BET Awards, and
Mhm.
I can't get them in. I tell them, come on, we're going to get on that carpet somehow. And I mean, we would get on. I would get there hours before they're expected
Yeah.
and make sure, because that's my job, to get there and to make sure by the time they show up, they don't know all the work that went into getting them on that red carpet. They
Right.
just know they're there. And that's kind of what I try to teach young people, when they're coming into this industry. They ask me what's the hardest thing about being a publicist. And I tell them, turning that no into a yes. That's the
Yeah.
hardest thing, finding an
Right.
angle, finding different angles and not being afraid, just being fearless.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you really saying is that but you have to have it within yourself. That courage,
That courage is within you.
and
It's
you've always had that anyway. So that's that was,
yeah.
I think that was just, and for you, innate.
It
Of
was.
when
It
people say
was.
no.
It wasn't. That wasn't difficult. Like I said in my bio, I love talking. I remember my mother I think I was in elementary school possibly, and she said, "Amy, your teacher said to me, I put her next to somebody who doesn't speak English. And Amy talked to them." And she said the teacher said, I don't know how, but Amy talked to, she still was talking to this person. I remember that.
That is too funny.
I do. She said, but I would get the work done. I would get my
Mhm.
work done, but I would just,
Oh, I love it. I love it. We have a comment from Richard. Hi, Richard. Richard saying, let's see, Richard, this is okay. You can join my brand. San Gabriel Valley is on the move and moving.
okay,
Okay.
Richard. I
Next,
will
Richard
definitely look it up, Richard.
he
I will look
says, we
you up.
need you. That's what he said. We need you.
Okay.
And
All
then
right.
Richard is saying, oh, Richard out here recruiting. We want to. I
I
think
like
she's. I
Richard. I
think
like
she's
Richard's enthusiasm. See, Richard's going after it.
going after it. I'm telling you. And this is Gwen. Gwen says, "Hi, Mary. Hi, Gwen." She says, "Hi, Mary and Amy."
Hi,
And then
Gwen.
this is the executive producer of the show, my husband Oliver, and he says, He said, "Hello, Amy. Thank you for joining the show. This is going to be a great show."
Well,
Thank
good.
you,
Oliver, I'm glad I'm on the show. Thank you guys for
Oliver.
having me. I
And
appreciate
next we
it.
have Richard says, "She needs to hang out with me. I don't go through the back door anymore." Richard, he's a
Okay.
he's a photographer. He's what does he say? He's not a groupie. He's a professional groupie. That's what he
Oh,
tells me.
tell Richard, I get it. I get it. But
Yes.
that's I like the back door.
Oh my! We just went 2 Saturdays ago to the Heroes and Legends, the
Mhm.
Motown Heroes and Legends. We went due to Richard's invitation. Richard invited us, and we went. We had a
Nice,
wonderful time.
nice,
And this Richard
nice.
says,
Black Radio
"Yeah,
exclusive. That's it. BRE. The
go ahead,
BRE.
Richard."
That's the rate. That's the magazine I used to
All
work for.
right,
BRE. Yes, and
all
they used to
right.
have the BRE conference.
Well, I'll tell you. I tell you,
Look at Richard knowing.
Richard throwing that hat in the ring. I can tell you.
Yes, he is.
He
That was
is.
it. It was the BRE conference, and they used to be so great. I wish they had those type of things now. And they,
Oh,
you don't really see them anymore. But they were
okay.
great. They
Well, I
were.
know I still haven't. Just trying to determine. I love Hollywood
Mhm.
and the entertainment industry, but I was in education for so many years. I feel like I'm like I said, on the outskirts of it. I don't know what to be in the industry really. Even though I did finish my first movie script. I
Mhm.
just finished that. It did get picked up, which I'm thankful for that. But at the same time, I want to do more. I'll be
Okay.
honest, and so
You want to do more writing?
I'm definitely doing more writing. I'm writing on my second script right now, and I'll get the budget on the first one, and then we'll
Mhm.
go into production. We're right. Well, I haven't done anything right now. They're working the budget out, and then we'll
Okay.
start production. Yeah, so I'm very excited
Is it
about
a
that.
film, a short, a full length, or
It's a full length feature. Mhm.
wonderful?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't know I could do it, but I did.
That's a beautiful thing. You should join the organization Women of Color Unite. You should join Work You. They have something called the JTC list, and on the JTC list, if you join, there's just I think there's about 5,600 women in the organization now, and they're
Wow.
all in production. There are different levels of production, below the line, above the
Hmm.
line. They have line producers, lighting people,
Wow.
everything, and they're all women of color. So
Okay.
they can help you. It would be great for you to, once you get to that point, to try to
Mhm.
staff as many women of color as you can. And they do I mean, these are women who are SAG, so they're not, you know, there's some who are new, but there are some seasoned professionals in the
Right.
organization, and it's always good to be able to employ. I love going on a set and seeing women of color. You know,
Oh yeah. But now I have worked on sets too. I've been blessed to work on 5 movies,
oh, okay.
and
So
I
you
was
understand. Sometimes you can look on a set and you feel very isolated. You're the only person who looks like you on that set, and I've
yeah.
done that in the past. But working with that organization has really, it's been great because the women are brilliant. They are there, and they can do everything. They can do everything. And I
Right.
just finished working, well, last year, the movie Remember Me. It's now on Hulu.
Okay.
It's called Remember Me, the Mahalia Jackson story.
Okay. Okay.
I had an opportunity. I was called and asked to do background casting, and I did that just because I helped another friend of mine out with her movie, and she just, the budget was really tight, and she needed somebody to just help wrangle talent and all that. And I said, okay, I can come on for about a week or so and
Uh-huh.
help with that portion. And someone who was on that set gave my name to the executive producer of this of the Mahalia Jackson movie, and she said, "I think she can get your talent for you." And again, no fear. I'm just that person. When she said, "Hey, we need background talent. Can you do it?" I said, "Sure,
Wow.
sure."
Wow.
Sure. Let me look. And then as soon as I said sure, I started looking up now. How do I find background talent?
And see,
But
I've done casting assist. I'm a cast
casting,
assistant to the
yes,
casting,
yes.
and I had never done that, so I assisted the casting director, and I thought, wow, you just because I started off, I was in crafty.
Oh, really?
I was crafty on the very first set I'd been on, and I did. I literally arrived. I was the first one there, and then here comes the executive producer, and I'm on the set, and they say, and this is what they say: "You're crafty." I didn't even dare ask what is
What's
crafty.
crafty?
I didn't even say. I wanted to say it so bad, but I said, "I don't think you should say that."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I'm literally, I don't know what I'm doing. I truly, but I'm gonna tell you this. That was one of the best experiences because they put they stacked up all the stuff and the chips and everything, and they're like, it's yours. Do what you want to do. I
Mhm,
all I knew was okay. I got to make it decent for people.
mhm. Set it up
That's
so
what
it
I
looks
did.
nice and it's easily accessible.
Exactly. And that's really what I did. And people came. I even had I put my own little book out there for them to sign my little, so I can get their
Good.
emails and everything. I said, and I'm talking to them, where are you from? It became so personable to me.
Mhm.
But they told me they even put a little sign up and they put Miss Mary's crafty. I told them I just enjoy people. That's
Good.
all it is. I
And
enjoy.
that's what it is. That to me is the key. Enjoy what you do. Enjoy if
Yes.
you enjoy people. That's why I do like entertainment. And like that now, Remember Me was probably one of the best sets I've ever worked on. Erica Nicole Malone was executive producer, and she was the writer of the film as well. And Lettucey plays Mahalia Jackson, and it
Uh
had
huh.
people like Wendy Raquel Robinson, Columbus Short,
Wow.
Williams. A lot of people work. The movie is packed with stars, but the production felt comfortable. There was not a lot of screaming. There was a lot of respect for people, and we went. Some of the scenes had a lot of people because they had to have audience scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So at any given time, we might have 100, 150 background people,
Wow.
keeping up with them, but they just really treated them well.
That's
Erica
sweet.
Nicole Malone is a person I want everybody to keep their eye on because she has a couple of different projects coming out, but she is Black Girl Magic. I will say that.
Wow. I'm so glad. I work with the production company on the East Coast because I know them. I literally fly and do the movies and come back and that kind of thing. But I would love to have some connections on the West Coast because I'm 60 miles outside.
Right.
But then this is what they even told me when I went to on production. They're like, "Why are you here when you live right outside of LA?" Because
Mhm.
I told them the truth. I said, "I don't know anybody."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this
And
business,
sometimes it's a little difficult to get in.
that's what I'm trying to say. It is a relationship business.
It
It is
is.
truly a relationship business.
It
I don't
is.
have those relationships here, but now that I know Amy, no, that may change.
That may change, right, right.
But I
I'm happy
really,
to help in any way I can. I
I
really am.
tell you,
I
and
am.
it's who was that? One of my colleagues. His daughter is the president of one of the companies. I can't think of their name now in LA. And I'm thinking, how is it that I never knew that? But he said, "Oh yeah, yeah." When he's talking to me, I'm looking at him going, "How could that happen?" And
How
nobody
did I not
know.
know? Exactly. How did I not know? Yeah. You
And
never know who knows. You always somebody always knows someone. You just have to ask. You
you
just have
do,
to ask.
you
When
do.
people
I
don't
am.
talk about what they do, that's what I tell people all the time. Brand yourself. If you don't do anything else, learn how to brand
It's
you.
true. It
Learn
is
how to
true.
market you. If you should be your best marketing tool,
Woo! I
you
got to
should.
clap on that one.
It. You should be your best marketing tool. Nobody can sell you like you. That's just
Wow.
honestly, you have to.
Oh.
So yeah, I do. I love working in entertainment, and I've gotten to the point now where I'm able to work on projects that I feel passionate about. That it's not just random. I do choose, who my clients are, and it's become a blessing. It really has been a blessing. Yeah.
Well, too, but that didn't happen overnight. And
No.
and I know You've
No.
earned it.
Oh no. I work. Oh no. I have paid my dues.
That's what.
Trust me. I have worked with some doozies, and not saying any names, but you work, you learn, you have to get a tough skin, and you keep going. You
I
keep
tell you, I'm
see what it's
sitting there. I'm, I'm laughing, but at the same time, I'm like, wow. I'm admiring you because, like I said, you've been in the industry for years.
Mhm.
I admire that. I think, honestly, I wanted to go in the industry. I was afraid. I
It
was
is scary.
afraid. That's
You
what I
can get
was.
wrapped up in the industry. That's the thing. You can get really wrapped up in the industry. I can say this. I work in Hollywood, and I told someone this before. I work in Hollywood, but I'm not of Hollywood. I have a lot of grounding. So that person who I may take, I have done it. So I'm not gonna say I might. I've done it several times. Taken a client to the Grammy Awards or to the BET Awards, walk them down the carpet, get them seated, get them situated. Okay, I'm going home. And oh, my family is having a fish fry, or my family is having family Sunday dinner. This is Sunday. We have Sunday dinner on Sunday. I want to get you down this carpet. I want to get my 2-3 hours in with you. Let's get all this, we need to do, and then I go home. So there's such a grounding there that I look at it. It's my job. It's not. I don't want to go to the parties. I don't want. If I go to a party, I usually go. It's a networking
Right,
opportunity
right,
or a friend. If there's somebody who's giving it that I know. When I was younger, it was a little different, but
right,
now I've understand what it is to
right.
work in that industry. But I have such my family grounds me. Trust, they
Wow.
ground me. They don't care where I was. You know, they may say, "Oh, can you stop and get ice?" Doesn't matter. You know,
Oh, but
I can.
don't you need that?
Yeah, I can feel like I just did something huge. Oh, you on your way? Okay, can you stop and get some ice? Oh, can you get this?
Yeah. I think my husband keeps me grounded. I don't get too, flighty.
Right, right. You
It's like
get pulled right back.
there you go. There you go.
You get, and,
You
and,
know
and
that sink has, dirty dishes in it.
it does. All that change. My husband can hear me coming. Oh, you driving? Can you stop and give me something to eat? I'm tired. I've been doing this. I was just with. It doesn't matter.
No, because the reality, you're still that wife and that mother and all those that doesn't stop.
And you don't
It
want it to
doesn't.
blur. I feel like
No.
that's life is one thing, business is another thing, but your home life, your personal life. Um, I'm a very spiritual person,
Me
and I
too. Me
believe
too.
that there is no greater person, you know, than God. And everybody else is they're fair game. We're on the same playing field. We're all level. So
Yeah.
there is no, reason to do anything but to strive and look, and want to do better. I look at people sometime and say, "Oh, I love how this person is doing this. I love how she's doing this or he's doing." I
Wow.
love the work. I like to give people their shine. I want to give you your accolades and let you know, girl, sister, you doing it, sis, you doing this, or whatever, because I want to
Okay.
see people win. I do. I want to see people win.
Oh,
And I'm very passionate about people who look like me. I feel like I want us to encourage each other and push each other forward, and do anything we can
wow.
to help each other, because I
Right.
believe one person's shine does not take away from the next person's shine.
I love it. I
Nothing
love
else.
it.
We'll all be stars out here in this universe.
Oh, well, I'm saying it right now. You haven't agreed to it, but I'm still saying it. When is your book coming out?
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. Whew. I don't know about that. That might be in my retirement. It's like, let me sit down. Because what I have done too is, I've added. I'm the publicist for PAF too, the Pan African Film Festival. That's a passion of mine now as well.
Okay.
I love the film festival, and um, I love working with them all. But I
Okay.
also do a lot of nonprofits now, and working with nonprofits has taken me in a whole different direction, and it's given me a whole different purpose. So I love it as well, but
Mhm.
there's a different purpose there. So
Right.
that has been great. And one of them I'm working with right now is called Empowering Success Now. Empowering Success Now is here in the Inland Empire,
Mm-hmm.
It's a young lady named Martina McIntosh, and she has just partnered with Microsoft. And I thought that was huge. To me, that was huge. You know,
Right, right.
um, a Black owned female, well, not owned, run nonprofit that has partnered with Microsoft to develop digital badges for people so that, individuals who don't go to college or don't feel like college is for them right now, or they
Mhm.
want to get better skills so that they can get a promotion or anything like that, they get these digital badges in 30 days, but it says that you're proficient in a specific subject, whether it's customer service, business communication, just
Wow.
soft skills. So I thought that was great.
It
You know,
is.
I talked to her about it. I said, "Oh, I want to work with you. Yeah, I want to, I want to help you. I want to help you promote
Right,
this because I felt passionate about it. I felt passionate
wow.
about her heart. She had a
Right,
heart for that. So that's the latest thing for me out here. I don't have a lot of people that I work with in the Inland Empire, and
right,
that's something that I want to do. That's what I want to continue having clients, in LA, of course, in the
right,
entertainment industry, but I definitely want to start being much more active here in the Inland Empire and, the city, which I live. So San Bernardino, I do a lot of work in Fontana, Rialto.
Riverside. Well, don't forget us over here in Riverside. So,
Not right there in Riverside. I will not, I won't.
oh, I'm pulling you over here. I'm like, come on,
No,
because
you know what? Because I feel like the IE is
Mhm.
just it's big, but it's not. It's there's enough there's a
Yes,
lot of work to do out here, but we
yes,
can really make an impact in the
yeah,
Inland Empire if we start, working together and have some goals that are unified,
I agree without a doubt. I
Yeah,
definitely agree.
I
So
definitely.
I'll play this off camera. We will be meeting again.
We absolutely will. Oh
Oh, for
yes, we
sure.
will. This is just the beginning.
It is.
I
And
want to
then
say, yeah, it's just the beginning,
we
and
met
I enjoyed our conversation.
a
Yeah,
few
I
weeks ago.
love your passion. I like the fact that you're not fearful either. There's a
Mhm.
fearlessness about you that
Oh,
I
thank
truly
you.
respect, and
Oh,
anybody who's been in education, I respect. So if
you
you can work
know,
with young people, I just take my hat off to you.
predominantly teenagers, and I
Ooh,
just
ooh, that's that's even different.
oh my,
I
what it,
really,
I think to me they are definitely the future, and
they
that's what I
are.
think I love about them, their energy, and they are fearless.
They
That's
are.
what I
They're
love that about
fearless.
teenagers.
If we can catch them and
Yes,
meet them
yes,
where they are, and
yes.
I think we were speaking about this earlier.
Uh-huh.
Let them do what they do, what they're passionate about, the way that they do it. They communicate
Yes,
via social media. They,
yes.
let them do that because we need it.
I
You
know,
know,
I
that's the
know.
best way to communicate. Oh my gosh. You can control the narrative, and you can do all kind of things on social media if you utilize the tool, utilize it as a tool. It's a
It's
marketing tool.
It is. And the fact that I mean, even the fact that I was telling someone recently, I said, one of my sons called the show the new Oprah Winfrey Show. And I started laughing. I said, but really, you think about it, this show has the same reach that Oprah Winfrey had. Isn't that amazing?
It does.
And
I spoke to some pastors about, they had me come in to talk about churches, how to do church now, post COVID.
right.
And I said, it's different because you guys, the mega church doesn't mean that you have a big building anymore.
Nope.
You don't have to have a big building anymore. You
Mm-mm.
don't have to have the biggest church, in the community anymore to have the biggest reach. Everyone can have a mega church reach, in a small building. It just so I love it, in a sense.
Right.
I like going to church, but um people have to start looking at it and realizing your reach, just like you just said, you can reach 10 people or you can reach 10 million people.
Yes. I
You
mean,
know?
and no cost to you. Think
Yeah.
about that. You don't have to pay broadcast cost. Well, this was unheard of, and it wasn't that long ago you would have never been able to do this.
No, no,
And so,
no. You have the same reach. If it's all about content. It's
yeah,
about content. It's about marketing yourself, marketing your content, understanding what your message is, and pounding that message, moving forward with that message, staying consistent with that message.
wow, wow. I tell you what, I think I'm having fun. Someone told me that they said, Mary, you just having too much fun. That's what I said. I think it's something I always wanted to do, and I finally. I don't know if you are you familiar with Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk.
No, I'm not.
Okay, Gary Vaynerchuk. Go. Those of you that are not familiar with him, he is a motivational speaker. He is an internet influencer. He started years ago, and when everything first started out, and he
Mhm.
was doing broadcasts. He said he only had 3 or 4 people, and he did it for 7 years. The highest in 7 years I think he had was 10. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
There were what? But at the same time, he started email lists, and this is when we read every single email
Hmm.
and eventually built up. Now he has millions that watch him and listen worldwide. So
Consistency. Look at that.
consistency, and
Perseverance.
I know, I think, and I patterned myself just because of things he said. Because I could go, oh no, I only have, I don't really know how many viewers, by the
Yeah.
way, but I could say, oh, but I think I should have this many or that many, or the worst thing you'd ever do is compare.
Yes. Yes.
And when we
Yes.
do that, this is what I've learned: you always lose when you compare.
Yeah,
You
you
always,
do. You're setting yourself up to lose.
uh-huh.
You're setting yourself up to lose. You are. When you compare yourself to the next person, you
Yeah.
are setting yourself up to lose.
So,
So you keep doing what you're doing.
oh, that's what he
I,
said. He
yeah,
said,
you keep doing
you
what
just
you're
do. You
doing.
just put
You're
your
very
eyes like this.
pleasant. Yeah,
You,
you're very pleasant. You're fun. You're easy to talk to. You're
oh, thank
personable.
you.
So I agree. You keep doing what you do.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy meeting people like yourself, even though we only met, what, 2 weeks ago?
Mhm.
I,
It's just a couple of weeks
I,
ago.
I
Yeah. It
know.
was it was in NCNW,
The
right? It was the
NCW luncheon.
NCNW luncheon,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, yes.
and it
It's
was
a
just like instant. I said, "Do you mind coming on the show?" You're like, "Sure." You really are. And I'll be honest. Some people are hesitant. You were so just yes. You didn't know. You didn't even really know me, and you said yes. But, but
yeah.
that
I
to
told you
me,
I think we all need to help each other. What is it you do, sis? Okay, come on, let's do it.
I
How can
know.
I,
Oh,
that's the best way.
I'm a witness because you said yes. You just said, "Oh, what?" And I think I started trying to tell you what it was. He said, "It's okay. I'm still gonna do." It. He was like, "It doesn't even matter." What?
Just come on, let's do it.
So I appreciate that energy and
Absolutely.
the way you just automatically said yes. That
Well,
that
of
spoke
course.
volumes to me. It really did.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But you approached me well too. Don't get me wrong. You were really nice and you were professional.
Oh, oh,
you
good.
know,
Thank
you were
you.
professional and I
Yeah,
appreciate, like I said, and I appreciate we're all trying to make it. We're all,
we are.
working and striving and we have goals and, any way I can help somebody with their journey, I want to.
Oh, well, I will say to listen to our audience, do you have any final tidbits you like to share with our audience, maybe to encourage them to go for their goals and dreams?
Be fearless. That's the only thing I can. Don't allow fear to stop you from reaching your destination. Don't. It's easy to say, but I literally may sit and be afraid about something or something's not going the way I wanted to and have to just sit down and say to I count hours. So that's me. I'm this person who says, okay, or days, this is not going the way I wanted to, but it will be over in 2 days. Two
Wow,
days from now, I will be looking back on this. It won't kill me. The sun will rise. I will be fine. How do I get through the next 24 hours? How do I get through the next 10 hours? What do I need to do to change the direction that I'm going in right now? Because this is not good. I need to change it back or pull it back or whatever. And
right.
that pushes me, that helps me. So I tell anyone, take everything, Break it down into hours, into days. I don't care what you have to break it down into, but break
Right.
it down so that you can be successful. That's my thing. But be successful. Breathe. Just breathe. If you breathe, exhale, and just say, okay, let me figure it out. All right, let me do this. This is what I
Yeah.
need to do. It allows you to conquer your fear. It allows you to think clearly, and it allows you to ultimately be successful.
I'm sitting here going, wow. I can because I'm so proud of you. I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud of you that you.
Let me look here. God brought me a long way. A
Yeah.
long way. But I
Oh,
thank him. I really do. Is the attitude and just there's a plan. There's a
yeah. There was a journey you were willing to go on. You were willing
absolutely
to go on. You didn't sit back and say, well, maybe or whatever. You said, no, no. Hollywood's right there.
right there. It's right there. I always felt like that. Somebody has to do it. Why is it not me? You know,
I love it. I love it.
somebody is going to make it. Someone,
Mm.
that's the truth. Someone is going to make it. Whatever it is you want to do, someone is doing it. Why can't you do it?
Oh, well, I tell you, I'm getting out as I was showing at the beginning. Someone mentioned to me, what did they say to me? They said, "Oh, recently I was mentioned to about writing scripts," and I said, "Well, I thought you wrote children's books." I said, "I do," and they're like, "And you write movie scripts?" I said, "I do," and I said, they're like,
I do.
it's almost what they're really saying. If you do this, how is it that you do this and this? And I'm like, there's no limits.
And some people will come right out and say you can't do both.
No.
That's you cannot. Don't look. Don't share your dream with everyone. Everybody is not meant for your dream. They're just not. They're not even meant to encourage you. That's just the reality. Some
Wow.
people's minds don't think the way, they don't think that large. You
That's
can't expect somebody who thinks small to understand your big vision. You can't.
Wow. No, they said, and then this is what I thought when they said that. Does anybody say that to Tyler Perry? You can't write, direct,
Oh,
act,
somebody
produce.
did. We just didn't listen, but somebody did. I'm sure they did.
But I said,
That's what people do, even your closest friends and family. And I don't think that most people don't do it on purpose to
right,
discourage you. They
right,
really are trying to be realistic with you,
yeah,
but that's their realism. It's not
you're
yours.
realistic.
For
It's
their
true.
life, no, it's not realistic. It's not realistic because they don't have that vision to think that broad. And that's not saying anything about them. That's not taking away from them.
Yeah.
Broadness and thinking that large is not for everyone. It's not.
Wow.
It's not. So stop sharing it with people who,
No,
you
no.
know,
At that time I wasn't saying. They mentioned it. When they said it, I kept thinking. So if I listened to you, I would never do the things I'm doing. If I really heard, but I have decided no, this is what I want to do, and that's it, and that's I just keep going basically.
and look, don't my thing is you only have to be negative to me once. You don't have to worry about me saying anything else again. When people come to me and say, "Why didn't you tell me?" I don't even want to tell them. No, you remember when I told you 10 years ago or 5 years ago that I wanted to start my company? You told me I needed to do this, this, and this, and it's not going to work, and businesses fail, and yeah,
You
no.
said you have one time to tell
One
me no.
time to tell me no. One time to be negative. Yeah, because negativity lives in you.
Oh my goodness!
It lives, it weighs you down, and it comes back later. When you
Wow.
think you've forgotten what somebody has said, or I don't care what they said, if you allow it to just sit in your mind, at a time it'll pop out when you're not even like,
You're right.
I haven't even thought about that person and I
You're
don't know
right.
how long. But what they've said to you will
I'm,
continue to come, and it'll infiltrate your dreams and your visions. And you can't do that. I tell them,
Amy.
I'm not
Woo.
gonna tell you Satan, but I'm gonna tell you to get behind me. Whoever you are saying negative, no, no, yeah,
Wow.
your vision
I'm
can't
gonna
be
tell
shared.
you, and I'm sitting here. I'm watching the clock because I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's time.
I know it's time. You know what they'll do? They're gonna shut down while we talk.
It's been a
But I want
blessing.
to say,
Thank you.
hi to Lynette. Hi,
Hi, Lynette.
Lynette. And Lynette says, Amen. She said, let it go. On the
Yes,
negativity, let it go. She's
yes,
right.
yes, yes. But
But
this
I
has
want
been
to tell you before we
fantastic.
before the show because oh she said hi. Just know, and she's in New Jersey, so I'm just glad she's here. And Elaine, hi Elaine. Elaine said it's been great listening to this conversation between you, Mary, and Amy. Great gems were stated. They really are. But before it, because if I don't I'm sorry, if I don't say thank you, Amy, for coming on the show, I really do appreciate you because I don't want it to shut off in the middle of our conversation.
Right.
So
Thank you so much for having me, Mary.
you're welcome. I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to say goodbye to our audience. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our show for today. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you next Monday, though. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. Oh, my goodness. That was